Hey, it's me! Yes, I have not changed my outfit in the past 3 videos, have you noticed? So last week I talked about animes and mangas, but have you ever heard about webtoons? Probably not. From what I've heard, they're very big in Korea, not necessarily here, but there's quite a few in English and quite a few American authors. So I read mine through the app of webtoons, Line Webtoon, and they are basically like mangas that they have intricate stories and big worlds and stuff, or they can just be small little day-to-day stories of schoolgirls or whatever, and they're all fully in color because they are written and published and everything online. The only way you can get like a printed copy is if it gets like very, very popular. So it comes out a lot faster, and there are many stories that are just amazing. And you should definitely check them out. This is not a sponsored video or anything like that. I just think they're something that are very underrated. And so to get you into them, I'm going to tell you guys about a few of my favorites. First of all, the one that got me into webtoons in general was Noblesse. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it is basically the story of a vampire that wakes up in modern day Korea after like 3,000 years of sleep. And you may think you know where this is going, but you don't. So yes, it starts off with the typical, he wakes up, he's confused by modern worlds and stuff like that, but he finds someone who is actually still alive after all of that. And I'm not going to spoil why he's still alive, or how he's still alive, or who he is. I will just tell you that he has the name Frankenstein, and he runs a school. Yes, it is very interesting, and it's very sweet though. The characters that they bring in, it goes from experiments to werewolves to vampire lore to secret agents to all this crazy stuff. And while it is running a bit longer than I would like, it is a lot of fun and you do really grow to love the character. One of my other personal favorites is a little webtoon called Space Boy. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably heard of this one because I got featured in it briefly at the end of the chapter. If you ever want to check that out, I can probably put the link in the description for you. But basically, the story is about a futuristic world, which is oddly very similar to ours, just with different technology, and this little girl lives out in space. She lives on a lunar colony, and she has to go move to Earth with her family. But in order to do that, you know how long space travel takes, so they're put in cryogenics, and they're sent to Earth. She wakes up many years later, and she has to go about her life as a normal schoolgirl, while trying to figure out all of this new technology and trying to contact her friends from like 10 years ago, and it's very sweet, very cute. Then she meets this boy, and this girl has this kind of ability. Apparently it's a real thing that some people perceive, and she perceives people's personalities as a flavor, and she can see your personality basically through the way you act, and she perceives it as a flavor. But she meets this one boy, he has nothing. She cannot see anything from him, and so she decides to try and talk to him, and there's just something off about him. And I won't give away the spoilers because it's a very interesting twist, and if you are in the mood for just kind of a sweet, cute, but yet also kind of intense story, that is definitely one to check out, because it starts off it looks like a manga or a webtoon for children, judging by the very cute art style, but it has a very deep and very compelling, heartwarming story that I would definitely suggest you check out. And the next one I'm going to mention here is Winter Woods. Also, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen I did a makeup for Winter. And it is basically the story of this scientist who makes man. He makes a Frankenstein, if you will. And this thing doesn't know anything about the outside world, so he just stays with his creator until his creator dies. And even then, he still stays with him, not sure what to do, until scientists from the modern world find him. And they start experimenting on him, trying to figure out what makes him work, and he's just this dead corpse, basically. He doesn't respond, he doesn't speak, he doesn't show emotion. And so one of the scientists decides, let's let him out. So he lets him out, and he finds a girl, and the girl takes him in, and she decides, she's a novelist, so she's like, well, I'll write a story about you. Since you clearly have no place to go, I'll let you stay with me, and if you tell me your story, I'll write it. And it's very sweet, and honestly, it is one of the cutest like webtoons out there. If you're in the mood for like a very slow burning romance, that also has elements of, like, you know, the supernatural in it, I suppose. But very cute webtoon, very sad at some points. It will make you cry probably in the later chapters, and it's almost over. It has one more chapter left. By the time this video comes out, it will probably be over, but I would definitely suggest you read it. It is one of my favorites. And for this last one, I'm kind of gonna conjoin these into these two into one, because they're by the same person. I don't remember the author's name, and I feel like a bad person for not knowing that, but they're called Where Tangents Meet and Sirens Lament. Where Tangents Meet is a very short webtoon, and it's about a high school prince he's the son of a model, and his sister's a model, and everybody just expects him to be this rich boy who is just cold and indifferent toward people, and that's what he is. And he meets this girl, and she's very different from other people. She's very sweet, very kind, doesn't seem to read the fact that he's trying to be like, no, I'm too cool kind of thing. And come to find out, she actually was in an accident and she's mentally disabled, but she lives her life normally and he falls in love with her for it. And it's very cute, very fluffy. If you just want just a cute little pure romance, I would definitely read it. I'm not really a romance fan usually, but when it comes to stuff like that, you just have to love it. Now, Sirens Lament, on the other hand, is a lot more of a deeper story, and it's about this girl who she gets kissed by a siren, and in this lore, sirens, when they kiss you, you turn into a siren and they turn human so that they can go back to land, and you're cursed now. They basically have to pass this curse on. Well, this guy, Siren, kisses her, and she doesn't fully turn, and he doesn't fully turn human. So now it's kind of an aquamarine static, if you ever saw that movie, where basically if they're in water, they're mermaids, if they're on land, they're humans, and they're trying to figure out how this all works and why she didn't turn, because she should have, and there's a bit of a love triangle, which isn't annoying, which I appreciate, but the art is very pretty, and it has music that goes along with each chapter usually, and it kind of pulls you in, and it's very nice to listen to, and I would definitely suggest checking that one out. Yeah. So today's video is probably a bit long. Sorry about that. I'll leave a link to that chapter I was telling you about where I featured at the end in the description below if you would like to check that out. And definitely check out all of the webtoons that I mentioned, because these are amazing and they are a bit smaller, so they don't get as much recognition as they deserve. So definitely check out webtoons. They are amazing. And with all that said, I will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye!